I know I'm not in my usual recording spot, but somebody got to make the content. So here I am. Just a little bit of a life update because I know I left y'all hanging after I told y'all that I had to have emergency surgery. And obviously, I'm all right, I'm well. But unfortunately, I am here at the hospital again, but not for myself. Unfortunately, my little brother, unfortunately, has a really bad case of food poisoning. So gonna have to get my lawyers on that because Domino's, count your fucking days. If you guys are waiting on an order from the shop, it is coming. It is on the way. Again, I was down from surgery, emergency surgery at the last minute. So a lot of you guys placed your orders within the day or so where I was either here at the ER or actually getting surgery. So I am catching back up on orders, but I am shipping out orders this week. But I am getting to those orders as soon as possible. So please be patient and just keep up with the tracking information. And also, please understand that with this continuous government shutdown, shipping may be delayed a little. And that further delay is because of the government shutdown. Again, not just because of me being down for a little bit, but there aren't as many postal workers because unfortunately the government is not paying employees. So I don't blame them. Not everybody is at work. So again, I just ask that you guys give a little bit of grace for these orders to come in, but just know, keep up with the tracking information and they will be to your door soon. And if you haven't checked out the new Shopify, make sure that you do that. All right. I opened up that second online store for you guys because you guys are mostly here on YouTube, and I figured it'd be easier just to bring the shop to you guys. So while you guys are watching all of your faves from me, you can go ahead and check out my catalog and see what I have for you guys, as well as enjoy the buy now, pay later option. Because who doesn't love a good layaway? Because that's what it is. I don't care what they call it now. That buy now, pay, it's layaway. You just get your product up front, but we love it. Not all magic is light, and not everybody who works with spirit has pure intentions when they do so. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 true stories that prove exactly that. A warlock who put a love spell on a woman that turned into obsession. Another family who was bound by an aunt's dark magic that she was putting on them. And a witch whose power was felt the moment that she stepped into the room. Because sometimes the energy that you call in, it doesn't just answer, it stays. So y'all already know what time it is. Go ahead and grab your drink, grab your snack, and let's go ahead and get into today's creepy compilation, Only If You Dare.
Storytime on the strongest and the scariest witch I have ever met in my entire life, to this day. This happened a very long time ago. This was my midnight ballerina days. I wasn't even 21 yet. I think I was like 19. I'm 34 now, so you do the math. It was a while ago. So one day, me and my girlfriend Carmen, we come into work like normal. We come in and we see this elderly woman behind the counter speaking to our manager. So me and Carmen light up. We get super excited because we're thinking we have a new house mom. If you don't know what a house mom is, it's pretty much it's always usually in my experience, it's an older woman, right? And she like sells everything. Shoes, bikinis, snacks, tampons, like little things like that, right? So we're excited. We race over to her because we want to be the first ones, to see the goods. What you got, girl? So we run over to her, we introduce ourselves, and we're looking around and we notice like there's no like bags around. Usually these ladies carry like these gigantic suitcases with them with all their stuff in it. She only has like a little gym bag. So we're like, do you need help? We're thinking like she has stuff in the car or something. And we're like, do you need help like bringing the stuff in? And she's like, no. She was like super polite. She's like, no. And we're like, okay. So me and Carmen are like, maybe she's a vendor or something, right? Go to the back, we get ready, we come out, and Tony, my manager, calls us over. Me and Carmen walk over. Tony's like, hey, would you ladies like show her the ropes? Me and Carmen are like looking at each other, and we look at him. We're like, what do you mean show her the ropes? He's like, she's gonna dance here, show her around. And I'm like, me and Carmen immediately start laughing, right? And this wasn't to be like mean. We started laughing because we genuinely thought he was joking. This lady, I'm not trying to be mean or like bag on older people, because I've worked with some beautiful older women. Like I've worked with 50-year-old women that didn't look a day over 30 and ran laps around the 20-year-olds. We're laughing because we genuinely think he's joking. This lady looked like a grandma. I don't know how else to explain it. Like she looked like a grandma. So me and Carmen started laughing, but we noticed that they're not laughing. So we stopped laughing. So we see that they're both very serious. So immediately me and Carmen are like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, you guys are serious. I'm so sorry. And the lady, I'm telling you, this lady was so sweet. She's like, it's okay. I actually get that a lot. So we're like, okay. After showing her around, we leave her alone in the dressing room so she can get ready, do her thing. And me and Carmen, we go off, and we're like, we weren't talking shit. I guess we were, I don't know. We were both like, what the fuck is she doing here? Like, she is going to get hurt. Literally, this lady was that old. We were worried, like, she's gonna fucking fall off the stage and hurt herself. Break a fucking hip. And then we start feeling really bad for her. I'm like, oh my God, like, who grandmama is this? She should be home eating her little abuelita cookies and drinking her hot chocolate and watching her novelas. Like, whose grandmama is this? And then we're like, oh my God, the fucking banshees are gonna eat that fucking lady alive. Now, the banshees were a group of mean girls that we used to work with over there, right? These bitches were just straight trouble. And we call them the banshees because that's exactly what they sounded like when they all got together. So we actually run up to her and tell her this. We're like, look, there's this group of women that you are going to come across, and these women are just straight trouble. Stay away from them, right? Ignore them. They're gonna be mean to you. They're mean to everybody. She looks at us and she literally like chuckles and like, don't worry. I'm not worried about it. And it was the way that she said it. I can't describe it or mimic it. It was the way that she said it. It was an energy. The way that she said it gave me and Carmen both the chills. But she was so nice to me and Carmen. Like, she was literally like a grandma. She was so fucking sweet. So later on the night, the fucking banshees come, right? These bitches didn't even wait 5 minutes. They're already fucking with her. Me and Carmen are back there, and we're like defending the lady. We're like, dude, leave her alone. It's her first day here. Why are you fucking with her? Leave her alone. And the lady tells us to stop. The lady's like, honey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Let them talk their shit. So like, we're back. I'm back there witnessing all this. Me and Carmen are back there watching. She's doing her makeup, and these bitches are just talking shit, right? And the whole time she's just smiling, doing her like they're not there, like she doesn't hear them. So we all, go out to the floor trying to make our money or whatever. Nobody that fucking night, nobody, including me and Carmen, made money. That lady made all of the money that night, right? That lady must have walked out with at least, because we know how much the dances are worth and shit, and we were like counting them. This lady got like 6 VIPs that night, so she walked out with at least, like, after tipping everyone out, with at least $800. This goes on for 2 fucking weeks. Nobody makes money. Only that lady. So this pisses the banshees off, right? They are bullies, like straight up bullies, right? They start fucking with her shit, like taking her makeup brushes and throwing them in the toilet and cutting her bikinis and breaking her heels. Like, we had lockers, but like sometimes the lockers were really small, so we couldn't fit all her stuff in. And so they were just destroying whatever stuff she left out. So these bitches were trying to run her out the club. They were known for doing this shit. They even tried that shit with me when I first got there. So this goes on for like 2 fucking weeks, right? And me and Carmen, we get curious. We're like, is she like giving Nookie in the back? Like, what the fuck is going on? How is she making all this money? So we start, during those 2 weeks, me and Carmen are like examining this lady. Like, what is she saying? What is she doing? And I swear to God, this lady, every time she talked to someone, that the person she was talking to never spoke. I swear to God, it was like they were in a fucking trance, right? And then you would just see them get up and go to the back for a VIP. So me and Carmen are like, what the fuck? We get nosy, right? We get curious, and we peek back there to see if she's like doing anything, and she's not. She's just, slowly dancing, but we notice she's like, it looks like she's talking. The music is really loud back there. It looks like she's talking. These guys are just sitting there. It look like they're in a fucking trance. So like I said, for 2 weeks straight, nobody made any fucking money. So me and Carmen are like, man, fuck this. We're going to go to another club for a little bit because we got rent to pay. So me and Carmen walk to the back to the dressing room to get our bags and stuff, right? When me and Carmen walk into that dressing room, that lady is sitting by herself in the corner of the dressing room. The way the dressing room was, it had these wraparound mirrors all around the dressing room. But when you walked in, to the immediate right was these set of lockers. So like where she was sitting, she couldn't see us, but we could see her in the reflection of the mirror. And I shit you not, I swear on everything and everyone that I love, we see this lady sitting in front of her mirror going like this, like shaking her head and going like this with her hands right in front of the mirror. And she's chanting, right? And we don't understand. Me and Carmen both speak Spanish. This isn't Spanish or English. We don't know what the fuck she's saying. So me and Carmen clock this shit. We look at each other and we like slowly back out. We're like, yeah, she's a bruja. She's doing witchcraft. That makes a lot of sense now. We wait for her to leave the dressing room and we both run back there, grab our shit and fucking go, right? Because hell's in the motherfucking nah. So after like a week of bouncing around clubs, we go back to our home club, right? And both me and Carmen have an envelope in our lockers. And there's money in the envelopes. We both got $400 each. And there's a letter from that lady thanking both me and Carmen for being nice to her. And me and Carmen are both like, oh, that is so nice. Like, wow, she didn't have to do that. That was so nice of her. So after like 3 nights of us working at our home club, we noticed that the banshees aren't there. It turns out that the week that me and Carmen were gone, one by one, those bitches were being taken out. And I apologize ahead of time for saying this with a smile on my face. Like, no one deserves these terrible things that happen to them. But these fucking bitches were a terror. Like, seriously, these bitches made work a nightmare. The ringleader of the banshees, right? She had a child and the baby died of SIDS. The second girl lost her life to domestic violence. The third girl got into a horrible car accident and could not dance ever again. The fourth girl, I guess, went to a party and had taken some stuff and lost her fucking mind and was never the same ever again. And the fifth lady ended up in prison for a long time for moving stuff for her boyfriend. So, yeah. I know 1000% with my whole heart, for a fact, it was that lady, the bruja. All those girls that were fucking with her got theirs in the end. And I know it was that lady. And me and Carmen never saw that lady again, which is really weird because in that world, dancing, especially like in LA, you eventually always end up running into the same dancers because LA is small and there's not that many clubs. We never saw that lady again. And like, I'm sorry that all those terrible things happened to those women, but the club had never been so peaceful ever. Like, that lady cleaned up shop.
Storytime. This is how I found out my auntie does judge witchcraft. What makes it worse is she was living with me and my family, my mom and my sister. Everything I say today is 100% real. God strike me down if I'm lying. Boom, let me set the scene. One day, my mom gets a call from her grandma. She's really begging that she really needs some help. My mom says, what do you need help with? She says, oh, I've got this friend who's coming to the UK. Keep in mind, my mom's grandma lives in Africa, Uganda to be specific. Let's call her Grandma K. So Grandma K basically asked my mom if this random auntie can come and live with us. This is where things start to go left. One thing about my mom is she's too nice. She doesn't know how to say no. She wants to help everyone. So what does my mom say? Take a lucky guess. She says, of course she can. Let's fast forward now. Auntie now comes to live with us. First day she comes here. She's super nice, by the way. Hey, but don't be fooled how we was fooled. Let me tell you. A month goes by and this is when we started to see red flags. Now, the house that we used to live in wasn't massive. It was a small house. It was a 2-bedroom house. Me and my sister are sharing room and my mom and that auntie are also sharing room. They sleep on the same bed. That's how kind my mom is. She doesn't want you to brock off your back on the sofa. Oh, but let me tell you, that was a mistake. A big mistake. See, at this time, we had no evidence that she was doing black magic or judge or anything like that. But some of the things this lady was doing was not adding up. Because every single night at 3 a.m., strike me down if I'm lying, at 3 a.m., this auntie would strip fully naked, right, in this pitch black room that her and my mom are sleeping in, and she would start throwing stones into a bag. I don't know exactly what was going on because I wasn't there. This is just what my mom's told me. But she would be throwing stones into a bag and saying like this type of gibberish language. But that's not the worst of it. That's just the start. It gets dark. You're probably thinking, Heather, how did it go that whole month without you realizing that that lady was throwing stones if your mom's sleeping in the same bed as her? See, this auntie was doing judge on my mom. I rebuke it, God forbid. I don't even like saying that out loud. She would do something that would make my mom fall into a deep type of sleep so that my mom wouldn't wake up to hear her doing the little stone things or whatever judge she was doing. Keep in mind, this auntie later admits all of these things that I'm saying to us, but I'ma get to that. Things are about to get even worse. Anyway, months go by and we still haven't confronted this auntie because we don't know how to. How? One day the auntie just goes out, right? Usually she stays indoors, but today she decides to go out. I don't know, maybe to see London. I don't know. She just goes out. And my mom said to me that something told her to look under her bed. Something told my mom, look under your bed. Look under your bed. My mom was pretty busy. She was a very busy woman. She was always working. So something told her, don't wait till later to look under your bed. Look under your bed now. While the lady's not here, lift your mattress and look under your bed. So what does my mom do? She takes her intuition and she lifts the mattress. Bumba clout, what she saw? Grab your popcorn because it gets dark. As my mom lifts her, how did we end up kicking this auntie out? What happened next? Guys, if you want a part 2, let me know. Because what happened next? What we found in the house? Yeah, loving it. This is part 2 on how I found out my auntie was doing witchcraft while living in the same house as me and my family. See, in part 1, I told you guys this lady would do weird things at 3 a.m. that made us suspect that she was doing voodoo. However, we didn't have any clear, solid proof until my mum checked underneath her bed. One day, this auntie decides to go out. She never really goes out, but she decided to go out today. And something told my mum, check underneath your bed, lift your mattress and check. What does my mum do? Surprise, she lifts her mattress. Tell me why. God strike me down if I'm lying, please. Specifically placed underneath where my mum was sleeping, there's a bunch of black magic things. However, it gets worse. Please explain to me why this black magic, this voodoo, is wrapped in a vest that belongs to me or my younger sister Hazel. This auntie had wrapped her voodoo black magic in a vest that belongs to one of us. Why would you do that? And guys, I put this on my life, on my TikTok career. I mean, she can do her black magic using her own stuff, but she's decided to use ours. And it doesn't stop there. Keep in mind, this lady has nowhere to live. We're allowing her to live in our house for free, rent free. Now, you lot are probably thinking, why didn't you just kick her out? I want you to place yourself in our shoes for about 5 seconds. You don't need to remember, she has access to all our belongings. This is how people do black magic, using your clothes, using your belongings. Are you ready? Because things get even worse. You see, like I said, the auntie wasn't home when we discovered the black magic voodoo that she was doing. So we prayed over it and then we dashed it. I'm not going to say we dashed it. My mom dashed it somewhere. I don't know where she put it, but she dashed it out the house. And when the auntie came back home, what did my mum do? She confronted her. Bumba Clark, get your popcorn, please. I'ma save that for part 3. But the worst thing isn't even how we confronted her. It's what we found in the house after she left. Funny thing is, you guys think I'm trolling when I tell this story. You don't know how recent this is. Like, this is recent. As in, I haven't been living here for that long. Like, I moved recently. This story happened in my old house and it happened just before we moved. I was really hoping to do part 2 with my mum, but she's at work, so I'm hoping to do part 3 with my mum. This is part 3, how I found out my auntie was doing witchcraft. You see, in part 2, I left off by telling you guys my mum found witchcraft underneath her bed. Before I even continue, if you guys want to hear another story on how my mum's stepmom tried to make her blind, she made a whole plan to make my mum blind, leave a comment down below. So cool, let me set the scene. See, I do music, so I'm in my room writing my songs, Bounce, which is coming out very soon actually. My mum just walks into my room and says, Heather, you won't believe what I just found. The woman we're living with, she's doing witchcraft on us. Like, yo, my heart sank. I said, hey. So after my mum finds the voodoo underneath her bed, she confronts the auntie. I would tell you to strap in, but this ride has no seatbelts. Do you know what this auntie says? The witchcraft I'm doing is not bad witchcraft. It's not bad witchcraft. You can go ask anyone. Hey! It's not bad witchcraft. What does that even mean? The auntie then goes on to say, I was just catching your dreams. My mom says, catching my dreams? When did I send you to catch my dreams? Why are you catching my dreams? I don't know what it means to catch someone's dreams. I don't know why you would catch someone's dreams, but this is what the auntie says. You see, at this point, we're all in shock. We're generally scared for our life. If we kick her out, she could curse us, she could do black magic on us, she already is, but it could get 10 times worse. I could just tell my mum was stressed. She was feeling mad guilty because she's thinking, raw, I've brought this random lady to live with my kids and this is where things take a left. We wake up the next day. Keep in mind, my mum wakes up extra early, so she would be gone before any of us wake up. Anyway, I've woken up and the auntie's just standing in front of my bed and she basically says to me, I'm leaving. That's how you know she was really doing that black magic. As soon as we caught her and confronted her, she cuts. However, don't be fooled because this lady is wicked. It gets worse. Anyway, cool. Weeks go by, days go by, weeks go by. And one particular day, keep in mind, we've forgotten about the auntie. We're living our life now. We're thinking we're good. One random day, my mom just says, yeah, let's deep clean this house. So what do? We all start cleaning the yard. Forget about the deep cleaning for a second. Keep in mind that after this auntie left, we kept finding weird little things around the house. But at this time, we didn't think anything of it. We didn't connect the dots that this auntie had actually left stuff in the yard. Like, my mum would just be cooking food in the kitchen, you get me? And she just opens a cupboard like this, you know, she's just grabbing stuff and her hand will just come across these little pebbles. These little black, like, I can't really explain, these little black stones. And we just kept seeing them everywhere around the house. Anyway, let me cut this story short. We deep cleaned the yard. What did we find? Take a guess. Lots of witchcraft just left around the yard. And I'm not being funny. I'm not going to say this is the auntie's fault, but the way I was getting sleep paralysis every single night for that period of time, a lot of you don't think I'm lying and making these stories up. There's too much detail for me to be making up like that. I literally put it on my life and my TikTok. Why am I going to do that? You lot have lost your minds. Anyway, believe me not. But yeah, we just kind of prayed over it. And guys, we cut off all ways of contact. Like, we have not spoken to her since. I would love for it to stay like that.
This is my story time on why I believe in Kala Jadoo. Now, I'm not going to put in every single detail. That's because, you know, you don't need to put that all in the air. I'm just going to kind of tell you guys my experience. So when I was little, well, not so little, kind of like preteen or whatever, I was a rebel. But there was someone around and she was evil. Her presence was evil. She did pujas that were just backwards. It wasn't regular normal pujas. And every time I was forced to participate in these pujas, I felt very offsetting. I felt uncomfortable. I felt very anxious, and I didn't have anxiety back then. I always felt like my heart was like sinking to my stomach while I'm sitting there listening to what's going on. I didn't feel welcome at all. And one time, a bird flew into the window during the puja, straight up just, and fell. And when that happened, the lady who I'm speaking of was like, oh, they're communicating with us. And that scared the shit out of me. And I remember I used to walk to school and whatnot, and I would have crows following me. I know this sounds crazy, but just listen. I would have a crow follow me to the bus station, and then I would stop, and then that crow would be there. And it's not like, oh yeah, I know the exact texture of this crow or whatever. I just felt it. Once again, this might sound crazy, but trust me, when you know, you know. Crows, for some reason, were always around me. I felt like I was being watched 24/7, and I felt very uncomforting. It literally felt like someone was watching me through the crow eyes, as if I was being stalked, as if they wanted to know what I was doing, who I'm with, what I'm talking about. That gut feeling is not good. Like, I always felt paranoid. When I would leave school, I would look around for these crows and I would always see them. When I'm walking, they would hop pole to pole, you know, following me. They would watch me enter the house, exit the house. They were always around where I was. And the next time we did the puja, and I'm putting quotes because it isn't puja, it is literally witchcraft. But anyways, the next time we did the witchcraft or puja, whatever, the Kala Jadoo, the person, she looked at me and she told me that I've been watching you. I know exactly what you've been doing. I don't like the people that you're hanging out with. And it's weird because she'd be at work the whole time. Like, she's not around. She would work pretty far from where I would be physically. And she would kind of pretend to be like summoned by something. Like, it wasn't her talking to me. She would like literally start twitching and then pretend, or, you know, something had came into her physical body. She would speak in Itauke, like Fijian. It wasn't Hindi, it wasn't Fiji Hindi, it was Fijian, like Gibiti. And every time she did that, I just felt so uneasy. I did not want to be there. It kind of felt like a ritual. And she would touch my hair. It was just, oh my God, ugh. Ever since I disconnected myself from these people, I haven't had, like, the amount of crows that I used to see, I barely see crows. I do not feel anxious. I don't have these problems that I used to. It's almost like my personality was being drained at the time. Like I didn't know who I was. I felt like I was being watched all the time, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm up, whatever it was. And I would tell my grandma about it. I'd tell my Aji about it, and she would be like, yeah, trust me, like, we've been knowing this. Anyways, I can't get too much into detail, but years later is when her true colors got exposed. And people refused to have her in their homes. People refused to have communication with her. She is now balding. If you're an evil person, it will catch up to you physically. Now, she always had, bad thoughts regarding me and my mother. She wanted me and my mother to have a downfall. She prayed the worst for us. And I would have nightmares, and it felt so real. It wasn't even like a dream. It was kind of like a vision almost, like a manifestation almost when I just have my eyes closed, of her doing things at a different location and sending those, prayers to people. Like as if she's a witch trying to target people through evil spirits. And this is just like, you always have to trust your gut. Like I was forced to be a part of this. I wasn't willingly wanting to. And I am so glad that I am as far as fuck as I can be from these people, because I promise you I wouldn't be the same person I am today if I stuck around. I am a very spiritual person. I am Hindu or a Sanatani. I do my pujas, and I know what I'm talking about. I know things ins and outs. I know how backward people can be. I know that you have to protect yourself, your spiritual self as well. A lot of people don't believe in energy, but it's very real. And once you start to acknowledge it, it's gonna always be there. Anyways, that's just my little story time. I know it's a little long, but I'm like sweating right now just talking about it because I feel very uncomfortable. If you feel like something is wrong during a puja or, anything that's going on, if you feel that it is not right, don't participate in it. Things can be labeled as a puja, but in reality, it is not. People like that are fucking evil, and you need to be away from those people.
Story time, how I found out I was dealing with a warlock. Now here's the backstory. I was 21 at the time, and I was in Baltimore, and I was just, driving far away in Baltimore, and he was my coworker. Mind you, he was a fine man. Probably using that glamour magic on me. He was fine, got some nice muscles, what I'm trying to say. And me, like, I have a smart ass mouth, okay? I just say what comes to mind, and apparently people who like it love it. So that's kind of what happened. So basically, I thought my manager was on the Coca-Cola, right? Because I was just like, ain't no way you not on Coca-Cola right now. You speed walking everywhere, being in everybody's face, acting like a rugrat, right? And I guess, I don't know if he was the owner of the club I was working at or he was the main manager. But yeah, I was like, he must be on that Coca-Cola. And I have this gift. It's not really a gift. I can make nonchalant men chalant. Not a gift. It's not. So he kind of like broke down that barrier after like my sense of humor, after my good old charm. And we started talking a little bit, and we ended up exchanging Instagrams, right? So he followed my Instagram, was liking my shit, commenting and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And we started flirting a little bit. Now, mind you, I'm still at work, so, I need to do my due diligence and make that monions, right? So he, like, pops in and out of the place of work, and because he's a security guard. And I was really close to his best friend, right? So his best friend owned a security business. I don't know if he still owns it. I don't keep up with the Kardashians. And the homeboy that I was like talking to, whatever, worked under him. And he was like, oh, why do you want to see him again? Da, da, da. I was just like, oh, like, I was just curious. Da, da, da. Whatever. He pops up one day and told me, like, just not even hi, hello, like, I want you. Oh my God. And you know what's so crazy too? Now that I'm talking about the story, I think about like all the people with these Haitian men. He's not Haitian, but, or is he? I don't know. But I was just thinking, like, they were like, oh, this is my type. This is my type. That man was my type. I feel like he really ensorcelled my ass. So he told me that, and then I went straight into my Scorpio mode. Like, you saying you want me? Bam. I'm looking at all your shit. I'm looking at all your socials and stuff like that. Now, the first time I look at his socials, I see a girl. I'm like, red flag number one. Gotcha. You posted a girl. And I read the caption too, because you know sometimes they be posting their sisters and stuff like that, but they look a little too close to be for family. They a little too familiar. So I looked at it and I was like, what is this? I asked his best friend. He said, okay, so he has somebody, right? But he's like there for like support. Right. And I'm like, okay, so like what? He's like, they're not like philandering together, but they're together. And she's like deceasing. Yeah. So I felt grief. I'm like, why would I want to mess with a man whose girl is unaliving right now due to medical problems, right? So I have my own little like dark night of the soul. So I call up my good sis, my spiritual advisor, because I was like, I need some help. So we start discussing, and I'm like, is it true that this is that, and like what's going on? And she was like, oh no, there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. And I was like, type shit. So I talked to him. Now at this time, he's on that demon time with me. And I'm like, whoa, like, let us relax. Let us take a step back. I don't even know you like that. And then I started to realize certain things that he would say. I was like, oh, that's suspicious. Like having angry philandering, right? And I was like, when I'm mad, I don't want to be touched at all. But he's talking about like all this stuff of the outcome of angry philandering. Fickle factoring. That's what my friend says. And I started to get disturbed, right? But something, you know how you be knowing something, but you don't know what it is? Like you have that foresight, but you don't know that full definition. You have a general understanding without knowing the explicit definition, right? So I go back on that page, right? I start scrolling. I start seeing pictures of him doing tarot and like the way he's addressing himself, and like it gets deeper than that. Like I don't know how to explain it. And then like later on, I'm taking a walk like around now, like I moved to Texas, all that. I'm taking a walk and I'm like, that man was a whole warlock. A whole warlock. Like that man up and did like the Avatar. And it's just like, you don't understand how much smex or intimacy matters to a warlock, because it's a transmutation of energy. And the reason why they were talking specifically about angry intimacy, right, is because of how that anger and energy is transmuted into manifestation. And I'm just like, thank the heavens I didn't really get involved with him. Like, I found that out beforehand. I was like, I don't know, a man doing tarot cards kind of scared me. And mind you, this is before I was really in my real spiritual bag. Like, I was in it a little, but I wasn't, like, in it. You feel me? And yeah, so thank you for being a Scorpio, because my birthday's tomorrow. On Sunday. But yeah, like, and I need to stop messing with these Taurus men. Go away.
Let every story that you guys see across my channel be a reminder to you all that magic is not a game, it's a mirror. And it shows exactly what you put into it. Whether it's love, envy, or power, spirit amplifies it. So protect your energy, trust your intuition, and always remember, not every witch wears white, and not every light will lead you home. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and edit this one and see if I can go ahead and push another one out in between helping care for my brother. So, with that being said, be sure to drink your water, mind your business, and stay prayed up and protected. And as always, Luna loves you. I'll be back with another video for you guys if the spirits allow it.
Give it right back, did they give it right back? This up, baby, can I sit right back? Wanna give it right back, baby, yeah, like that,